Am I the a-hole for not forcing my son to rename his hamster? So to start this off, my son is 11 and has been begging for a family pet for a while. I finally gave in when I felt we were ready to take one on. Also, I felt that he was ready for the responsibility that comes with having a pet. I expected him to want a dog or a cat, but he really wanted a hamster. So we spent a little over a week prepping, helping him study hamster care, and dedicated a sizable spot in our living room for necessities and home. We finally got around to picking one out of the pet shop, and he set on the name Sonic. But the lady that was ringing us up mentioned that the one that he picked out was a girl and that she could get him a boy if he wanted. He just lit up and said, "That's Amy." And that was that. We took Amy home. This was in March. My sister-in-law found out she was pregnant somewhere around that time, and last month they found out that they were having a girl. Basically, what happened was they were picking out names, and one of the names that they narrowed in on was Amy. I made a joke of something like, "Hey, we already have an Amy at our house," trying to be funny, but sister-in-law did not think that it was. I didn't think much about it at the time, but a couple of days ago, she asked us to come by to talk. She started off by saying the joke I made was in bad taste. I apologized for it, and then she suggested that I change the name. I told her I didn't think that would go over well with my son, and then she outright demanded that it be changed, whether he likes it or not, because she wasn't going to have a child share the name with a hamster. I agreed to talk it over with my son to see what he thought, and of course he didn't want to. He even thought that it was cool that his cousin would share the same name with his hamster. I tried convincing him to rename her to Sonic or even other Sonic characters, but he didn't want that. I explained to him how my sister-in-law felt about this, and he felt hurt because he thought that he upset her. But overall, he really didn't want to change the name and didn't understand why they couldn't just share it. I told my sister-in-law that my son was set on Amy, and she blew up. I'll admit, I got a bit defensive and reacted poorly, but I essentially told her that it wasn't a huge deal. It's not like anyone's gonna make the connection, and by the time her child is old enough to even know the name, the hamster probably won't be around anymore. She claimed that it was embarrassing because she would always know the connection in her mind, to which I simply told her that if it was such a strong reminder of a hamster, then maybe it wasn't a name that she should use for her daughter. My brother has told me that I'm being selfish for not forcing my son to pick another name. Sister-in-law obviously thinks that I'm the a-hole, and my mom has said that the whole thing is extremely childish. So am I the a-hole? Definitely not, and honestly, the only thing that kind of makes OP the a-hole is for him to even ask his son to change the name in the first place. As soon as the sister-in-law started asking me to change the hamster's name, I would have laughed at her in the face. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm a really nice person. I like to keep the peace, but why would I change my pet's name for your kid's name? That doesn't even make sense. And if she already related the name to the hamster that much, then how would changing the name help? To me, it just seems like sister-in-law is an extreme control freak and she just wants to control the situation. Which for me makes her a 6 out of 10 a-hole. I just can't stand it. She needs to just sit down and shut the F up. It's a hamster. Like, get over it. Get over it. You guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comments. All right, guys, so I have a bonus sister-in-law story for you. This one, I just saw the title and I had to read it. So here we go. Am I the a-hole for calling my sister-in-law a whore? I, 30 female, have a younger brother, Mark, 27, who's been married to his wife, Kate, 27, for 3 years. Early in their marriage, Mark found out that she had cheated on him and they decided to make it work. Then last year, I walk in on her in bed with a coworker while my brother was away on a job. He again decided to make it work. A few days ago, Kate and Mark invited us over for dinner. During the dinner, they made an announcement that Kate was pregnant. I immediately pulled my brother to the side and asked if he was sure that it was his. He said yes. Night went on and he must have told her I said something because she made a scene saying, "I just want to know why you could hear good news and have to turn it into a negative," calling me out in front of everyone. So I simply said, "Because he's my baby brother and you're a known whore." She started arguing and then kicked me out. Later that night, my brother texted me and begged to apologize to keep the peace. I felt like I started with respect and I pulled my brother away. I never even made a scene. She was vindictive. So am I the a-hole? Yeah, you kinda are. Honestly, it's her baby brother and I can understand why she's trying to look out for him, but obviously you're the a-hole for calling this woman a whore in her own house in front of everybody. Because obviously that's gonna cause a scene. Now, I will say that the sister-in-law probably should have never called her out in front of everybody in the first place. I can understand her saying something in private, but to call her out in front of the whole family kind of opened the door for her to get attacked. If you can't handle the heat, then stay out of the kitchen. There's a reason why that's a saying. And it looks like Kate needed to learn that one today. So anyways, for me, I'm gonna say OP is a 7 out of 10 for calling her that in front of everybody at her own house. And the sister-in-law is a 4 out of 10 for making it public in the first place. So you guys let me know what you think. What a-hole ratings would you give them? Also, besties, I wanted to show you some of my favorite Gemini jars. You have to let me know which one is your favorite, 1, 2, or 3. I absolutely love this one because blue and pink are 2 of my favorite colors. And with the lights, mwah. What do you guys think? All right, besties, just let me know in the comments and I will see you in the next video. Stay kind, stay amazing, and keep on resonating. Deuces!